I lean towards more like, okay, what makes me feel good? So that's what made me alter my diet. That's what I mean. I went from being vegan to eating carnivore. Like,
Right.
who does that? But it
I
just,
didn't.
yeah, I did too. And it's just it all comes down to like, okay, well, how does this make me feel on
Right.
at the end of the day? So it's like,
So when you were eating all these processed foods, because I know I got used to that feeling. Like,
well,
I got used to this fogginess.
yeah.
I got used to this like crashing every couple hours.
Well, I fell into that hole, and it's like the more I fed my ego or the monster, or the more I fed into like having sugar after sugar after sugar because it made me feel good. It was destroying me,
Right.
you know. And I have like I'm not perfect. I still do it like at work when I know like I'm being overwhelmed. I'll have a donut. You know why? Because it makes me feel good,
Right.
and it's like that instant moment of like, ugh.
Yeah, it's dopamine.
It's the dopamine
Dopamine
release.
release.
Yeah.
You look for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it's also a reward. Like, okay, I've been doing so well. I've been like, doing all these tasks, finishing up this and that, telling people what to do. It's like, okay, I need a moment to myself.
Right. It's a reward system. I mean, that's how we
Right.
train animals.
Yeah.
We make them do something, and then we give them a reward system, so they get that hit of dopamine,
Yeah.
and that's how you train them. It's like,
But then I
you
also
train
feel
yourself the same
guilty
way.
because I'm eating something that I shouldn't be eating, because I know it's not good for me.
Right.
So I just finding that balance and, maybe eating a fruit as opposed to a donut,
Right. Yeah,
But then there's nothing other than there's nothing else than having like chocolate, I don't know what it is.
I know
There's
what
got to
it
be
is.
some crack in that shit.
I know what it is. It's well, this is a thing. Like when you do the research, you find out that these scientists and these food companies, they got scientists to make things very addictive, and they found out that if you make something salty, savory, and sweet, it hits all three circuits,
Yeah.
and it makes it extra addicting. That's why like a mango is not as addicting as a donut.
Right.
It's because it hits all those circuits. See, they did
Insane.
it on purpose. That's why, like, when I became a trainer and we started looking into the foods we were eating, and I started actually looking at why everything had high fructose corn syrup, I started doing more research, and I'm like, oh, these companies are doing it on purpose. They're manipulating us with the way they put the foods together.
Right, because like you said the other day, if I had chocolate, like actual chocolate, I'd hate it because
Right.
it's so bitter.
Right, so bitter. Right, right. Well, that's
But
what I did on my
they
journey.
process this chocolate with so much other shit.
Yeah, because if you have like which is cocoa nibs or cacao nibs, which
Yeah,
is the
it's-
actual chocolate part of it, you just eat that without the sugar. It's disgusting.
Right.
That's why people don't really like chocolate. I thought I did too, and that's why I thought, okay, let me go to dark chocolate. Right, that was the first step. But I knew that it still had sugar. You can read it. It says
Right.
sugar. You're like, okay, so let me try. So then I found a chocolate that had no sugar. Oh my God, it was disgusting. And I was like, oh, I don't really like chocolate. Without sugar, it's not good. And then if you do that with a lot of things you eat, you realize a lot of things that you thought you liked, you don't really like.